What up, y'all? I'm back today with another video. Today I wanted to go over the 7 things a narcissist will do when they're losing control over you. Now this is going to be coming in the stage after the discard. So this is when you've been away and you're kind of not really getting at them and they're trying to get at you. And so a lot of times a narcissist wants you to like hoover yourself, and they want you to kind of hint that through heat checking that you're going to be easy for them to get back, and so they can just slide back in like nothing happened. A lot of times early in this trauma bond relationship or whatever, a lot of times all they have to do, and a lot of people talk on different channels where, to get you back, a lot of times they might just say, the words like, hey, how you doing? And then, basically before you know it, they're in a relationship with you and there's nothing that they need to do to get you back. You're ready to take them back, and it's partly because you're kind of like addicted to them through the trauma bond. And there's not really any apology or anything that needs to take place. You're not going to fight with them, you just want them back in your life again. So with that in mind, it's kind of like you have become low-hanging fruit for that particular time, and that's what the narcissist loves. If they can keep you like that forever, they will. And sometimes, like, when it's harder to get you back, they do like the challenge, and certain people, they do like the challenge, and they do sometimes they like strong individuals to be able to take them down and to take an independent empath and make them a codependent empath if they have the ability to do that. These are challenges that they love. So keep in mind, it's not to say you're a weak person. There are a lot of people on this platform that are empaths that are codependent, but there are also many that are independent that through over time, once they've grabbed at your heart and they've got you emotionally invested and put in some time, you'll eventually start to put in more and more work to keep them, and they can make you a codependent if you don't, if you're not careful. So these 7 signs are going to start with the faux apology. This is number 1. That's going to be where, they kind of will, they'll say something like, I'm sorry that you're so hurt, or I'm sorry that you feel that way. Really, it's going to be a real cheap apology. But, nevertheless, the narcissist never apologizes. So when you do finally get some sort of something in that direction, it's like they've breadcrumbed you so long that when you hear some sort of an apology, you'll take anything. And you feel like, wow, this is a lot for them. And that's what happens. They've lowered your standards down to almost nothing, and your boundaries and stuff, to where you become a completely different individual when it comes to them. And it's funny because outside of them, you're not like that with other people. And it's weird how they actually got you to go this far down in a situation. So a lot of times that'll be the case, but what you will see is that there will be no change in them. There'll be, the words again will not match the actions. Number 2 will be the hoover and discard. So this is when they feel that you have discarded them typically, and then you're kind of like pretty much over it, but you're not completely over it. If they really fight for you, they might get you back, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to fight for you, and they're going to get you back. And that's only so that they've been injured to the point to where they want to be the one to discard. So they're going to just hoover to discard you, and they want to get you back involved, back under their control, and then they want to just discard you. And this will make them feel better because you had discarded them and you were almost done. These are the times where they'll actually do just about anything that you wanted in the past, you know? Like, well, why didn't you do that before? I always wanted these things before. What changed? Well, what changed is you discard them and you don't want them back no more. So now they're willing to make all these changes and bend for you and fold for you and do whatever it takes. Because once they get you back in, they're going to discard you. And that makes them feel like they won. Go figure, right? And then, you never know. They might keep you back in rotation again in that harem. So, you don't want to play with the narcissist, because that's the kind of stuff that happens. And then before you know it, 20 years gone by and you've been sitting in their garage, being revolved through their people. The next will be if they can't get to you, because these are kind of in order, from least to most, as greater as you continue to downplay each and everything tactic that they come at you with. They're kind of in order. So the next will be a chance encounter, which means they know where you're going to be at a certain time. They've been trying to get at you. You haven't been responding. So they know, regardless of whether, you like them or not, they want to do what they want to do, and that's get you back. So they're going to do whatever it takes. And in this case now, they're going to find out where you're going to be at a certain time, certain day. It could be something that you do every day, like walk your dog. It could be something, like you jog around the park every day. They're going to find out where you're going to be, or, and then they're going to have a chance encounter. They're going to do this is what you call a pop-up back in the day, right? So they're going to do a pop-up on you, and then you're going to emotionally feel a certain kind of way. You're not expecting it. And then, they're going to try to hoover you back in. The next, number 4, would be like emotional manipulation. So this will be where they kind of, they'll kind of like be like, I can't believe that you did this to me. Why would you do this? You really hurt my feelings. And they're going to twist things around to where you're going to feel kind of bad for them. This could be like where they kind of play this damsel in distress type thing, or, you kind of got things caught up the wrong way, and they're going to kind of, play on your empathy. They love to play on your empathy. So, these are kind of, kind of difficult for the empath sometimes, because we do have a heart, and a lot of times, I don't know, this is played on me. So, this is one where, I kind of see this one being more difficult. The next one will be like, they'll make like false accusations, and you're like trying to figure out like, what is this person talking about? Because, like, I don't even know what you're talking about, because mine came at me and she would do stuff like this too. And it'd be like, she'd be saying stuff like, oh, people said that you said this, and you said this about me. And kind of like in the fact that, like, I'm going to get you back, kind of feeling. But they're kind of like, why would you say stuff like that? And I'm like, I didn't say that about you. I mean, it's like, I feel like, I remember telling her, like, I feel like you sound like you're fishing. And, I remember she came at me and she was like, I don't fish. And, they know how to work a room when they're in your presence, when they need to get you back, because that's when all those, cylinders is kicking, like a car engine, all 12 cylinders is going, on the exotic car or whatever. I don't know. But, really, like, their mind is like in full force trying to figure out how they can get you back and how they can manipulate you. So in person, of course, is much worse, because you can't turn them off. You just want to say as little as possible. You want to be happy, smile. Don't show them no negative feelings. No crying, man. None of that. That's opening up your walls for emotional support to them. So that's something you don't want to do. Let's see. The next one's so then they're gonna do the smear campaign is next. So after they make false accusations and you still don't take them back and don't, and sometimes they want you to apologize for something you didn't do, through these false accusations. But it does get you thinking, like what the heck, and like I said, confusion is what they love, and they love this kind of stuff, and this is what could play on us if you're not keen to it. So this is why I'm talking about it. But the next thing will be they'll roll this into a smear campaign, and if they talked about this in front of like other peers or friends and stuff that were around at the particular time, then they've already kind of started to lay down some sort of a platform for the smear campaign. So it's possible that they'll play off of false accusations as the truth, because whenever they want to believe something, they're going to believe it, and there's nothing you can do about it. That they're going to believe it, and they're going to make it believable, maybe not to you, but even you scratch your head sometimes like, are you serious? Like, I have to actually think, because you looking so good, like you believe in it, that I'm starting to think you did hear something. And so like, but the people around, if there's people around and they did this kind of out in the open to some degree, with people that you both know, then this is something that is lay down, the seeds for a smear campaign. The next thing, number 7 now, is the final thing will be threatening words and threatening things. Like, sometimes it could be like, if you're dealing with children in the mix and a divorce and stuff, well, and especially if they got more money than you, or, and they can afford better, lawyers and stuff like that, whether they want the kids or not, they might just do it out of, just to threaten you, so, I mean, they'll do anything, man. So you got to keep in mind, threats can come, through blackmail, from anything like, that because you've been intimate with them, you've told them, probably everything because you thought that they cared, and they don't. But they could try to manipulate old things that you did that you may not want to like have to rehash out out in the open, and stuff like that. They may kind of bring to the surface as threats. You got to understand that there's a lot of times there's people that they like, okay, so the narcissist likes to be in the pig pen, okay? So they'll do anything they can to get you in the pig pen with them, because they like it dirty. They want you to get emotional. They want you to flip out. They want, to get you slopping in the mud with them. Again, everything always gets back with the narcissist as they're just like the enemy. And, it makes you think of the prodigal son. What did it say? He was in the pig pen before he came to himself, which means he was slopping in the mud with the pigs. And really, the pigs are the narcissists. But that in the prodigal son story, he came to himself, and he ran back to his father, and father is the Almighty, right? Repentant. And his father put him back in that seat, and his brother was like angry at him because his father gave him back his spot. But repentance is a big deal to the Lord. Anyway, this is the things that they will try on you, to try to get you back into their orbit, to get back into their control, because they love control. And when they lose control, they do not like that. And, it makes them have to sometimes, like I said, turn inside. And a narcissist never wants to look at themselves because they are ugly inside. So that's why they're always distracting themselves. And whether they know or not what they're doing, these are the constructs that they have learned, and these are the constructs that they roll by and they run off of. So chances are, if mine did that, yours will too. Okay, so the 7 signs are the faux apology. Next, the Hoover discard. Next, the chance encounter. Next, emotional manipulation. Next, the false accusations. Next, the smear campaign. And next, the threaten. All right. So, like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Stand tall. Peace out. Love y'all. And take care of yourself today.
Peace.